Hello, my name is Johnny. Welcome to another Marvel Character Talk. We're going to do a page-by-page look-through of this X-Men Silver Age comic, meeting the Avengers for the first time. If you'd like, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, reply, and share. This is the cover. Avengers number 9, X-Men number 9, guest starring the mighty Avengers. Another truly marvelous, star-studded epic. See the desperate X-Men trapped in the heart of Europe. Don't miss the return of Professor X, and wait till you meet Lucifer. They always built him up like he was going to be a big villain, never cared for his look or the character. And of course, this looks pretty good. You can see Iron Man taking on Iceman shield, Cyclops shooting by Thor. They've got everybody on there, but somehow they forgot they could have put her right there. They should have had the Wasp on there. And of course, this is Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and one of my favorite inkers at this period for Jack was Chick Stone, very smooth-looking inking, featuring the earth-shattering threat of Lucifer. Whatever you want in a super epic, this one's got it. X-Men, the most unusual teenagers of all time. This is from January 65, so this was on sale October 64. Let's take a look here how it's going to start out and where and how. I got an iceberg and a liner. Oop. Their passengers are safe, so Cyclops, they're aboard here. He had to use his powers. There's Iceman making some ice. I always liked the look of his glasses when he was wearing those as his casual wear instead of his uniform and his special visor. So we've got the X-Men out of uniform. They're getting a message from Professor X. He's off on an adventure. Neat looking track thing. He's telling them what to do. And then we've got this guy. Let's see what's going to happen there. And then we've got the big Merry Marvel Marching Society ad. And the things you got, the pin, stickers, that, so forth. A record. So that was their first club. So Lucifer whisks Professor X here. So we've got two stories going on. Here they are in a Bavarian village. We've got the Avengers here looking for something. At this time, that was a neat look to Iron Man's helmet with the riveted look. There's the Wasp. Very Jack Kirby. Looks like a panel that would be in an early Fantastic Four. Tell them about who's up there, and they don't know who's in the area, so we're going to have a Merry Marvel mix-up when they do get to face each other. And he's telling them about the bomb. This guy's a pain in the neck. It's hard to change these pages. He's gonna use his mental energy. icing out here. Disperse. Change to their outfits. I always like the early Beast with the size of his hands and his feet. There's Iceman icing up. Well, this is back when Marvel Girl just had her telekinesis. So she wasn't that powerful back then. Okay, so he got him talking here, telling him about the problem. Lucifer's heartbeat and so forth, and the bomb, and all of a sudden the Avengers are here. And this is, where do they mention that? Why does every group we meet try to hog the battle for themselves? Yeah, because the Avengers just were in FF31, where they were with the Fantastic Four, and before that they met the Fantastic Four for the first time in FF number 26, great cover. So we're going to have a battle start to ensue. Can't get it. It feels like it's cemented around. It can't budge it. Everybody always wants to try to pick up Thor's hammer. Can't do it. Look at that. The Beast catches it with his feet. Captain America's shield. It's Hank Pym. Giant Man. There's a nice panel by Kirby with everybody mixing it up. Oh yeah, and the only one that had met anybody, Iron Man had met the Angel in his Tales of Suspense prior to this. There's the Wasp. They would have calling her Sweetie. It's the idea, Sweetie. Back to Lucifer. He's coming back to his regular body. Pain in the neck, this man. He's really doing it. He's got to attack him without just getting his heart. We'll see. Got to get the X-Men. They're still battling. Yeah, so it wasn't a real knockdown, drag out. It's more of a mix-up type of fight. Well, look at that. I want to see him strike the Iceman in a big cube of ice. So he's just letting them hear his message. Oop, gets him out. Deal with their foe in their own manner. All in favor. So be it. So there they go. Look at him strutting off the poses. It's his turn to be chairman next week. They make me realize that humanity is worth defending. And she always tries to make Hank a little jealous. I did get to meet that dreamy angel. Wasting my time. Hank is too smart for that. They'd have the Avengers and, X-Men and Avengers, but that wasn't until towards the end of the 60s when they'd be in an issue of the Avengers, the X-Men. So we go about Lucifer. We're down there where he is. I'm going to deal with this bomb. might happen. Oceans of the world will become monstrous. So I gotta probe this, and he's gotta use his full power, narrowed to a hair-line intensity now. Straight down, steady, 80 millimeters to the left, easy, 1 degree right. Hold it, hold it. Oh yeah, there's a surprise here at the end of this one besides the letters page. You'll see in a second. So that's the end here. It took me 10 years to do that. Been deprived of the use of my legs all these years due to you. Never to cause injury. Still like to know who he really is, but I guess the prof will tell us in his own good time. Number 10 would be the next one would be introduced to Savage Land and Khazar and Zabu. Come on. Get these pages. Oh, there you go. So we got, there's always 5 pages of non-story when they get down to 20. So I already saw one with the ad for the MMMS. So we got the Fantastic Four with Dragon Man and Diablos in there. Got the Beetle and the Torch and Spider-Man. A great one. Going to be getting that again, and I'll do a feature when I finally get that again. That's a great issue. The Hulk and Thor grabbing that hammer. And then there's a cool Blitzkrieg squad of Baron Strucker for that. So we got Let's Visit with the X-Men. And then they got the special announcements section. They're telling you the checklist. Everything that was out then. The Avengers were on 12. And you got the Strange Tales, Suspense, and Astonish. Tuma was in that Giant Man, and then Sergeant Fury, and As You Know Who's. And then look at this. Marvel Masterwork pinup. This would be the 3rd pinup they've had in the series so far. And the last they'd have in here, the regular pinups. No wonder they call her Marvel Girl. So there's Jack Kirby, got Marvel Girl, Jean Grey. And this time period here where they were doing a lot of pinups, if you ever want to actually buy old issues like this, always check if the pinup is in there. And you need to learn to know which issues have a pinup, because there were like 2 or so on each around this time period, and a lot of times they're missing, and so that's an incomplete book, and you're missing out on great artwork. I have pinups that way back in the past I did cut out of old Marvels, and I've done a little bit of a look through on those, and I might do those again to actually see them all together page after page. So pinup, that's the complete issue. Let's look at that cover again. So a very cool one. I'm sure they reprinted this. They probably have a True Believers version of this and so forth, so you can get this inexpensive without buying an old one to get it. But if you do start collecting Silver Age, it's not too expensive, out of the range, to get a reader copy, one that's okay but not too trashed. Very nice. So I'll look through the X-Men and this Marvel Character Talk. We'll have more of those in the future. If you like, you could leave a super thanks. I'd much appreciate that if you did. And much more Marvel Character Talk to come. Thanks for watching.